What is the purpose of life? When I was younger, I used to think about this all the time. And I probably thought about it more than other kids my age because I grew up in such a troubled home with a lot of violence and a lot of trauma. And so as I was growing up, I reflected on that question a lot. Like, what's the purpose? Why am I here? What the hell is all of this stuff all about? And, I've kind of come to the conclusion that there really is no purpose to life. For me, I came to the conclusion that you give life purpose. And once I understood that, really understood that it's what I decide is the purpose of life, that's when everything started, to make a lot more sense. And giving life purpose means a lot of things to a lot of different people. I mean, some people, it's their work. That's their life's purpose. That gives purpose to their life. Some people, it's their art. Some people, it's their pets. Some people, it could be a whole array of things. But I think, pondering the question of what the meaning of life is or what the purpose of life is, and I think that can take you down a bad path, especially if you're not happy with the way that your life is currently turning out. But when you reframe it and you realize that you get to decide what the purpose of your life is and that you give life purpose, I think it changes the ball game for a lot of people. And for me, my life's purpose has been one of just growing and learning and trying to accumulate as much knowledge and hobbies and skills as I possibly can, because I really believe that, if you're not growing, you're dying. And so I've given my life purpose through many different avenues, between all of my hobbies, relationships with the ones that I love, and, focusing my attention on that. So reframing that question about the purpose of life is going to go a long way for you and helping you to find your happiness, your calling, or however you want to word that and frame that. I don't watch a lot of TV, so I spend most of my time learning about things. I started out with music. I taught myself how to play guitar. I taught myself how to play bass. I taught myself how to play drums. I played in cover bands, and then I started writing my own music, and now I have a little recording studio where I can compose and write, anytime that I want. And so that has been a huge, huge purpose in my life is music. And other things that I've found, that gives my life purpose is learning many skills. Like I got into astronomy, and then that developed into, astrophotography. And then from the astrophotography with the camera, I started out into photography, and I turned that into a business doing portraits and corporate headshots and product photography. And then I got into the video side of things and started doing videography. So all of these things that you choose to do and you spend your time in and you invest yourself into, these are the things that you are giving purpose to life for. These are the things that are going to bring you fulfillment. These are the things that are going to bring you joy in your quest along this journey. So I think, as you go through about your days, instead of pondering the question of what the meaning of life is or the purpose of life is, try to figure out how you bring purpose to your life. You give it the meaning. You create that definition for yourself. I'm constantly telling people, to expand your base of things that you want to explore. There's lots of things out there that you may not even know that you like, that you haven't attempted yet, or they haven't even come to mind. Like I was saying, once I got into the music, I started on the guitar. Well, then I wanted to learn how to play that bass. So then it brought another level of fulfillment. Then I wanted to learn how to play drums. And then I wanted to join a band, so I did that. So all these things, it just keeps flowering out. It starts from one small little hobby, one small little thing, and then it just keeps expanding and keeps expanding. And now that I'm older, some of my hobbies have changed. Some of the things that I do have changed. I learned how to code. So now I find myself, I build websites for people and maintain websites as well. And so I find a lot of joy in that. But you see, all of these things just keep growing. It is you who's driving the bus to your destination or where you want to go. You get to decide what your life's purpose is. It's not the other way around. I think that when we reflect too much on the wrong question of what the meaning of life is, it can kind of be overbearing because in all honesty, there really doesn't seem to be a purpose for life. There doesn't seem to be like an end game of why you were here. And that's the beauty about being human, is that when you reframe it and you figure it out, that you are the one who is giving this life purpose. That's a pretty profound thing. So I would suggest to you that you expand your mind. If there's something that you want to pursue, a hobby that you want to pursue, a business you want to start, whatever that may be, throw yourself into it wholeheartedly. Seek those things out. I'm constantly on a learning basis. I do a lot of studying on things that, in the great scheme of things, don't have a huge impact on my life, but I'm constantly studying different subjects, whether it's a math subject or a history subject or politics or, studying about atoms and whatever you can think of, I'm usually studying it. Or I'm studying some cinematography ideas and videography ideas or, musical ideas. You have to be in a constant state of growing. And so reframe that question for yourself. Stop seeking out what the purpose of life is and start asking yourself, what meaning can I bring to this life? And I think you are going to find a lot of joy in that and a lot of empowerment into that. All right, everybody, this is Grim with Get the Rant, and I'll see you in the next video.